Hello and welcome to the Chat Shack episode 6.
No, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Episode 6, I think. And this week we are going to be talking about embarrassing stories on holiday abroad. And you have a pretty good one that you mentioned last episode.
Yeah, shortly mentioned it. I went to Tenerife. It was really nice, really hot Tenerife. So obviously it was midday and we were in an English, it was loads of villas. It weren't like a massive hotel, it was loads and loads of villas all spread around this complex. And obviously there's the big pool and all the bars and whatnot. And it was about, it's about midday, so it was really hot and I thought I want to go for a swim. And I had a friend which I met called Dan in Tenerife. So I met him on like the first day, like outside a restaurant, and then we just got talking, blah blah blah, like kids do really. This was a few years ago. So yeah, we were playing around by the pool the next day. It was about midday, like I said, so it was really hot. So we were jumping in the pool and whatnot. And then we thought, we'll see who can do the best dives. So we're diving in at the pool, and the whole time, obviously, my trunks were getting looser and looser because I was doing more and more dives. And I must have been about 13, 14 maybe. So I was like mid-teens really.
Yeah, not too old, not too young.
I was away and there was like a few girls sunbathing, so me and Dan were trying to show off. So we're diving in the pool, like trying to get them to look over and just like doing flips and whatnot. And then Dan said, let's do run up and dive in, do a proper good dive. So I said, alright then. So I said, do you want to go first? And he was like, no, you go first. So I thought, alright then. So I've run up to the pool, jumped up really high off the diving board and dived in. As I've dived in, where my trunks had got loose, they shot off and I kept going forward. And then I looked back at Dan and went, yeah, it's good. And then he looked at me like, are you alright? And I was like, yeah. And then right in front of me, my trunks, my swimming shorts just went across. Then I looked at the girls, which were sunbathing, which were all mates. They looked at me and started laughing. So that was a good mood kill. So I put on my trunks and put them back on.
Did you walk away? Really
no, I sat down on the thing and was embarrassed for about 10 minutes.
I would just stay on the wall. I would just stay down. I wouldn't get up.
And then I became friends with them after, actually. So it wasn't too bad. After that, they came in the pool and we started playing water polo. But yeah.
Well, I guess they kind of knew you pretty well because they'd seen your thing. So.
Oh, the water was blurry, wasn't it, really? Because you got the sun shining on it, and
true, yeah.
So you can't really see well.
They just knew that your trunks came off.
Yeah, they saw my trunks and saw me, and I obviously went bright red, so I obviously grabbed my trunks and put them back on. Because when you're 13, you don't want your loosey-doocies hanging around, do you?
No,
with all your...
You'd probably get done for
decent-looking girls looking at you. Yeah.
You'd probably get arrested.
But it was a all-English hotel, so... When they were talking about me, I could understand every single word. But they didn't say anything mean, actually. They just laughed and was like, that must have been well embarrassing. And I was like, yeah, it was, but life goes on.
They didn't make any comments about your thing?
Well, no, I'm like 13. I don't think they're going to be, commenting on it.
Yeah, and analysing it.
Yeah, look.
That is an embarrassing story. That's a good one. That's a...
Well, it's embarrassing. You go in the swimming pool and lose your trunks.
Oh, yeah.
When you're 13.
It's
kind of embarrassing. But it all ended out well. We became friends with them and... Yeah, I don't talk to them anymore because it was ages ago. You sort of drift apart. Had no time to see them.
Oh, that's a sad story. But
let's have a cry.
It's not an embarrassing holiday story. It's just... a story about a holiday which was probably the worst holiday I've ever been on.
Is this Lapland?
This is Lapland. Lapland, as you know, is that really cold place where Santa's supposed to live.
Santa does live there.
Santa does live there.
Yeah.
He does live there. But anyway, we went
his
there.
Reindeer are there.
His reindeer are there actually.
Yeah.
I saw them. I spoke to them, and basically, we went there and. It was, I think it was Christmas time. I think it was a few days before Christmas Eve, I think. And we went there and I'll start with the plane journey because that's where it started to go wrong.
Okay, yeah.
So we got on the plane and there was this really moody air hostess. Yeah,
Yep.
is that what they're called?
One of the grumpy ones.
Yeah, and she was pushing the food trolley along, and my dad was sitting on the end of the
Didn't she
thing.
bump into him?
Yeah, basically what she did is she was moving she was so grumpy. I don't know what ticked her off, but she was really mad about something, and she kept she was pushing it down really
Aggressively.
quick. And my dad had his leg out slightly, and there was a nail sticking out of the trolley, and it cut his leg and cut his jeans right open, which kind of made the flight a bit of a stressful experience. She was pretty sorry about it, but I don't know what ticked her off. But whatever it did, it ticked her off pretty bad. So that's where it started. And we got there, and I don't think I've ever been as scared as I was in that plane when it landed. The landing strip was covered in ice.
Oh, no.
It was covered in ice. You could see it as you were coming down. We got down.
They've probably got special tyres for it, though.
Yeah, probably they have. But as you got down, you could feel like it wasn't right. Like, we've been on planes before, and when you land, there's that feeling and stuff. Yeah. But this didn't feel right. It just felt like it wasn't going to stop properly. But it did. But it was a pretty panicky experience.
Yeah.
So after that, we get on this bus when we get off the plane and everything. We go on this bus and we go to our little shack thing that we're staying in. And everything was fine the first night, apart from the bad journey up there.
Yeah.
But my brother, Max, he became really ill. Severely ill, because we were on a really hot bus. We were going to these different things every day. We were doing what are they called, the dog sleigh things.
Oh
yeah, kind of things. We were doing different things every day. We were like jet skis and stuff every day, and you had to get this really hot bus. It was really hot, and then you definitely
the same tourist bus with the same people. Yeah,
it wasn't very fun. But then you get on
that
that
one where they make you sing.
Yes, they made you sing a really annoying song. It was just really annoying, and it's in your head the whole time, and it
can't get rid of it.
It makes you just want to die. And basically, you get on this really hot bus, and you get off, and it's freezing cold. So you're always hot and cold.
Yeah.
And it got to my brother pretty bad. And that night when we were at the restaurant, the second night, he didn't feel well, and we were eating some weird deer tongue thing or some weird meat of some sort. I don't know why they do that. They say, "Oh, Santa's reindeer, here you go, eat it." But
if you're a little kid, I'd cry. I'm like, no, Rudolph.
This is Rudolph. Right here. But yeah, basically, he was really ill, and he didn't feel well. He was proper pale. He was really pale. His lips were blue.
Tell.
You could tell he was. I thought he was going to be sick, but he wasn't sick for a while. And then, first bite of the food, he just did not look right. So my mum saw this, and she grabbed a napkin. She was ready, and he was about to be sick. And my mum just basically, she went like this. She put the napkin straight in front of his face, and his sick was so powerful that it hit the napkin and rebounded straight on his face.
All over
his face. He just went boom, and it went all over his face. It was horrible. And then my mum rushed him to the toilet, and but eventually on this holiday, all of us were sick except my mum, I think. And basically when we got back on Christmas Eve, and the whole Christmas Day we were all feeling like rubbish. We were just so ill. Max was gone completely. He was just tired the whole time, and he was feeling sick. And I remember it was on the way to the airport when we were leaving, and I thought, I haven't caught this bug. My dad and my brother caught this bug, but I haven't caught this yet. And then on the bus,
you thought you were safe.
Yeah, thought I was safe. On the bus, I was starting to feel really hot. I was like, okay, how long until we get to the airport? And then I was thinking, no, this isn't right. I need to get a bag. So I got a bag, and I didn't think I was going to be sick. I just thought I needed that just in case. But I threw up so much. And yeah, that was just.
Was someone else ill on the bus, which caused it?
I don't know. I think it's not very good having a bus full of people, and then if someone's ill on it, it kind of spreads around the whole
everyone
group.
Gets it.
So there were a lot of people being sick on this thing, but that holiday was a pretty. It was an experience, but I wouldn't recommend it because I mean, for a kid it's fun, but and that's the other thing, right?
Your stories go on and on, don't they?
This is the last bit. Don't worry.
Starts with a woman hating your dad.
We were the
brother
kids.
Being
we
sick,
were
then you're being sick.
We were young, and we went to see Santa. Yeah. In this big house. It was Santa's house and everything, And we went in there, and they like kind of these elves show you around, and
You saw elves.
I
Wow.
did. I saw
Awesome.
elves, and basically they show you around, and then Mrs. Claus was there,
Mm.
Santa's wife, lovely lady.
Is she?
Not really. No, she's
No.
not. She
Oh.
was miserable. She was so miserable. Like
Stressful time though, weren't it?
for her, I don't know why. Well, Christmas. What you mean, like all the presents and
Yeah,
stuff?
she's got to help out Santa.
Yeah, but she was. Santa was all jolly and stuff. He was like, yeah. And then this woman she just looked like she was fed up with everything. I reckon they got a divorce after that. Pretty soon after that, it didn't look like it was going well.
No, she was just stressed.
Well,
you know what women are like.
I don't recommend going to Lapland anytime soon because it basically ends in you
Being ill.
being sick, frightened for your life, and your jeans get cut, as my dad
Had
found out.
experienced, yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching our
Yeah,
episode
another
on.
show.
Yeah, what are we doing next week?
Wow. Next week's gaming, isn't it?
Our favourite video
first-
game.
Yeah, our first episode on about games. So we're going to talk about our favourite video game, either Xbox 360 or
We can talk about
PlayStation,
we can
whatever.
talk about- 'cause-
whatever.
You have an Xbox.
I have a 360.
You
Yeah.
have a 360. I have an Xbox and a PS3, but I think I prefer the PS3. But we'll talk about that next week.
No.
We'll talk about.
you ain't
We'll have a
started
debate
United
about
this.
that. We'll have a debate about that, and then we'll talk about the Xbox One and PS4 and which one we think is the better one. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching I keep getting it wrong. The Chat Shack. That's
There we
not
go.
good. Maybe you should say it from now on.
What, the Chat Shack?
The Chat Shack.
Thank you for watching the Chat Shack with me, Jack, and Ben.
Yes.
The Chat Shack,
The Chat
Ben,
Shack.
Jack.
Oh, that rhymes.
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, I didn't know that.
Chat Shack with Ben and Jack.
Man, we come up with some good names.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you
did.
for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
No. Please like and subscribe.
Please like and
peace.
subscribe, and peace.
Amateur.